How you doing, YouTube? Matt with Massive Beer Reviews. Back to yet another review. A little bit of low ABV IPA hopeful goodness in the form of the Vale Brewing's Little Kitty Boys Day Off. First things first, this beer comes courtesy of Ryan. Thank you very much, Ryan. Ryan from Virginia sent me off a bunch of different beers. But I think this is the first Vale one he's ever popped off, so kind of decided to give it a whirl. Had a couple of their beers, reviewed a couple of their beers, but I kind of get down on these kind of lower ABV hop forward offerings, especially if they're done right, so can't wait. As far as what it says on here, it says Little Kitty Boys Day Off, Recycle or Die. India Pale Ale, 4.8% alcohol by volume. Vale Brewing Company, Richmond, Virginia, and that'd be that. They was, it's kind of like some kid drew it, but not really. It's like some adult who draws like kitty stuff kind of drew it, but I'm not gonna hate on it too much. Do you know what I mean? It's more kids drawing than trying to be unintentionally and intentionally funny. Kind of like Who Farted and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, enough bitching in the books. Let's bitch a little bit more, but more about the beer. So Vale, I got a 4-pack not too long ago. Local beer friend actually was down there kind of on vacation, ended up picking me up a couple 4 cans, I believe it was, from those guys, and I was quite impressed. So let's see what this one has to offer. First thing first, just under a pinky finger of a head, just off weight also. It's got a nice soft haze to it, definitely kind of leaning that kind of new school kind of IPA craze thing, a little bit less orange, more kind of yellow leaning, slightly cataracty, milky kind of look to it. But yeah, she looks like a hazy IPA, But it's not a once you've seen one, once you've seen them all kind of thing going on with these beers. There is a distinct look between a lot of different ones. So, but for what it's worth, this one looks pretty middle of the road. Let's see if we can get a nose on her. It's all about the citrus in this one. Yeah, big bursting notes of citrus in there. It's nice sweetness to it, but not overly sweet. There's a nice bitterness to it. There's a marriage between that kind of fleshy sweetness and that kind of bittering kind of pithiness to kind of just give you a straight up kind of orange juicy vibe to it. And honestly, that's the star of the show. There's a sticky sweetness to it. I kind of on the edge of the glass where I kind of spilt a little bit, so it's even just making my brain kind of fire off that it's more like juice-like than anything else. And that citrus is just bright orange, Florida orange juice kind of orange. It's not like a, it's not like a synthetic orange. It's not like a kind of orange flavored drink kind of thing going on. It definitely just screams of kind of just orange juice. The nose definitely makes you think it's a bit bigger than that 4.8%. So it's probably kind of cool that they didn't throw that little bit of a session thing on there. Anything under 5%, people kind of throw the whole session moniker on top of it. Just because you're below 5% doesn't make you a session beer. Just because you're above 5% doesn't mean you can't be a session beer. This kind of smells like it's going to be a bit aggressive, something that you might not want to chug all night long, even though it's going to be quite impactful, even with its low ABV. But that's just on the nose, so let's curb that until we drink it. Let's dive right in. Cheers. That's pretty fucking tasty. Kind of went in a little bit different direction I thought it would be. A lot of those hops are kind of used in an aromatic sense. You are getting a decent amount of it in the taste, but way less than you'd expect based off of the nose. It still has this nice kind of orange vibe to it. But now I'm getting like a from concentrate kind of vibe. Not in a bad way. Still orange juicy, but from concentrate and kind of like that frothy end of things. You took like a thing of for concentrate orange juice and shook the shit out of it. Kind of got that frothy top to it. That carbonation makes you think of that, or at least makes me think of that. That pithiness, that bitterness comes through a bit more, or should I say, it stays the course and doesn't drop off as much as the actual like sweetness and juiciness of it. But then there's this nice kind of nutty, slightly biscuity kind of malt thing that kind of just powers through the beer, which brings a little added element to the beer, which I kind of dig. And a lot of people, when they kind of get their, I wouldn't say malt heavy, but kind of the malt is as big as the hops here. A lot of you kind of hop thoughts here, you know what I mean? Haze Bros guys tend to freak out a little bit, but I kind of dig it. Yeah, tasty, chuggable, drinkable. Kind of on the borderline of one of those session things. I thought it was going to be a bit more impactful, a bit more robust. It does have a nice oomph to it at its ABV. But at the same time, I think that bitterness would wear a little bit thin for me, being that, like I said, not gigantic, but big enough to where, after a couple of these, I definitely want to switch off to something else. But that being said, it's definitely a tasty beer, and that nose is to die for. So let's talk about it. It's one of the better sub 5% hop forward beers I've had in a while. Yeah, it's in the conversation. Wouldn't put it up there with number one as something, or leader in the clubhouse, at least for me above this one, but it's pretty damn tasty stuff. Nice to the point, doing what it's supposed to do. Definitely orange leaning, so if that's your jam, you definitely be into this. Value and availability, no idea. Maybe Ryan or somebody else can clue us in. I assume it's Vail, so it's probably brewery only, and at its ABV and what it's doing, I'm guessing it's anywhere between like $14 to $16 a 4-pack. And just say, if you like what, will you like this? If you like orange-based hop forward beers, because that's what this is. If you like orange-based hop forward beers and you like lower ABV beers, this is definitely be right up your alley, because what it does give you, while not as big as the nose, it definitely delivers in the taste, and wrapped in a tiny little package, that means you can drink a bunch of these if you wanted to. So there we go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you didn't, anywhere in between, down there, words and stuff and things. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Untapped. Massive beers in all 4 of those places if you want to check this guy out somewhere else. And hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully enjoying a nice little sub 5% little hop jammer right now. And hope to see you next time. Cheers.